Hey everyone, welcome to the Udo Cheap channel, the channel dedicated to all things cheap in the world of fragrances. And today's video is going to be a little short, but it's going to be a little special because I'm getting to talk about a brand and line of fragrances that I think are very underestimated, very underrated. Not a whole lot of people know about them. The only place I've been able to find them is at tjmaxx, and you've probably seen them on the lower end tiers with all the other low quality, inexpensive fragrances that aren't name brand, and all the independent brands. I always like to go through those shelves to see if there's any kind of diamond in the rough I can find. And let me tell you, these that I found are absolute killers, especially way higher quality than the price you pay for. And you've probably seen these around. The atomizers might have been smashed, the tops might be missing, the bottles might be broken. But if you could find a good quality bottle, definitely pick it up. And the brand that I'm talking about is Bourbon.
Hey guys, so just to pause for a moment, I just noticed while editing that the brand that these fragrances are coming from is not actually called Bourbon. Bourbon is just a line of fragrances that is from a house called True Fragrance and Beauty LLC from Willowbrook, Illinois. So from now on throughout the whole video, anytime I say Bourbon referring to what I think is the company, I'll just replace it in text with the words True Fragrance. And when I list the fragrance on the screen, I will just put True Fragrance and then the actual name of the fragrance that's on there. Sorry for the misunderstanding. So if you do find these, it is going to be under True Fragrance, which is an independent brand. Thank you. Okay, back to the video.
You probably, like I said, you've probably seen these around. They come in the same style bottle, the same shape, the same kind of top, and the same look of the label, just maybe different colors and different notes on them. Now these two only paid $12.99 for each, which is very inexpensive, even for TJMaxx prices. And like I said, you've probably seen these around with all the other low-end ones. I thought there's no use in looking at it. It's probably gonna smell like nothing but rubbing alcohol and be not gonna last very long. But let me tell you, these are really great. Now there's a lot of other ones besides these two that are in the brand of Bourbon, and eventually I'll bring those in and talk to you about them. Some of them I don't like, some of them I like just as much as these, but I think these are a little more appropriate for the season that we're in. I'm in the southern US right now. The leaves have already changed colors. It's already been fall time, about to go into winter, and I think these just fit perfectly with it. So let's go ahead and get into the first one, and that is the first one, which is just Bourbon, and it has this kind of rust-colored label on the front, and there's no huge note breakdown. The only notes that I can pick up from it is what's described here, which is a 3-note, very minimalistic, very simplistic kind of note breakdown, which is smoked vetiver, cedar, and spiked ginger. Now this is an eau de cologne concentration, but you spray enough of this on, it still will last, especially on your clothes, for well up to, I think, probably 6 hours on me, which is very good, especially for a very inexpensive eau de cologne. Now you can see on both these bottles that the tint on the inside of the juice is a little yellowish, which makes me think it's probably a higher end concentration eau de cologne, not that lower end, very cheap concentration. When you spray this on, you're gonna get a lot of that bright ginger on the top, very citrusy. It almost smells like a different kind of fruit, and it might be, these might just be very overview kind of note breakdowns, but it's a very bright, very fruity, citrusy kind of opening, and it quickly picks up on that vetiver, which is the main note for the whole thing. You do get that ginger and that fruitiness still through the whole thing, but the thing that stays with you the longest is that vetiver. It is very, very nice. It's very earthy, very woody. Some of that cedar comes through. I don't smell it as prominent as I have in other fragrances, and in this one, I don't smell it as prominent as the vetiver and the ginger in this. It may be some kind of background that gives it some kind of boost, but I don't smell that cedar woodiness. Mostly what I get is that vetiver kind of woody, earthy grassiness, and it matches perfectly with that ginger. It is a very, very nice, bright fall and wintertime fragrance. You probably could wear this too in the springtime. I say mostly this one would be a spring and fall, maybe on warmer winter days, but it's not gonna be thick enough to get through that cold, icy air, but definitely fall and springtime. Very bright, very nice. Like I said, the performance is actually pretty good on this. It lasts way longer than you would expect for the price and the concentration. Bourbon, smoked vetiver, cedar, spiked ginger. Very, very good, very minimalistic, but lasts a good while, very easy to wear. The next one I'm gonna talk about, which is my more recent purchase, is I think Bourboncur's kind of special holiday release, which is this one and one other one, which I wanna get and review a little later. But this one is Bourboncur Cinnamon Spiked Cider. It's very nice. The notes you get in this that they list is apple, cinnamon, and spiced cider. It is almost like the epitome of fall in a way. It smells like you sprayed good hot apple cider on you. The apple comes off very fruity, very fresh, and very sweet. You get a sweet note all the way through it, and then it picks up that cinnamon and spice cider. It says spice cider. I don't know if it's talking about like a alcohol kind of cider. I don't get a booziness out of it. I mostly get a sweet apple fruitiness, and then it dries down to being just a sweet spiciness with the cinnamon and whatever spices they have in here. Again, it is like a quintessential fall fragrance, and just like the other one, it's supposed to be a eau de cologne concentration, but it lasts well longer than that. And like I said, $12.99 does not match the performance that this thing has. It lasts well on my skin, like I said, probably 6 hours, and especially way longer in your clothes. And because it's so cheap, if you don't think the performance is any better, you can just spray and spray and spray because you're not wasting much money. But even for that, $12.99 for each of these is a great price, especially for what you're picking up on this. Now, like I said, there are 3 other fragrances from Bourbon Cure that are in this line, and I'll review those a little later. One of them I like just as much as these, I just didn't purchase it, and I'll show you later. The other 2 are okay. One of them I don't like quite as much, but I'll still show you them later. I think all of them are pretty well fall, wintertime, springtime fragrances. I don't think any of them are fresh enough to be and light enough to be summertime. So if you do see the other Bourbon Cure fragrances at TJ Maxx, give them a spray, give them a smell, but just don't expect them to be summertime fragrances. They're gonna be more cooler, very cold kind of weather fragrances. But definitely if you see either of these 2, the smoked vetiver cedar spiked ginger or the apple cinnamon and spiked cider, definitely pick these up. These are great fall, winter, and springtime fragrances. This one for more fall and spring, this one for more fall and winter because of the sweet, spicy apple in it. Very, very nice, especially $12.99 each. That is a steal for what you get for these. Don't overlook them, but now I would try to find a bottle that is better quality because a lot of times you'll find bottles that are damaged. Even this one here that I got, I didn't know till I got home, had a crack in it. It's not leaking anything, but definitely be careful when you pick it up. Definitely make sure that the caps are fitting on tight and that the atomizer collar is not coming off, because sometimes they will do that if they're not glued down good enough. Even though the bottles and the prices are very inexpensive, the juice on the inside is what matters, and these are very, very good quality ones. So if you go out to TJ Maxx, especially this season, and you see these 2 laying around, definitely pick them up, give them a smell, see how they do on your skin. In my opinion, these are very underrated, very much an underdog, but perform very well and are very unique for the scent profile that they're going after. So that's all I got for the day, guys. I know it's a very short video and not as in-depth as what I usually do, but I wanted to go ahead and show you these because I was very impressed by them, especially for the price point, and I wanted you to go ahead and be able to look at them and buy them while they're on the shelves this season at TJ Maxx. And if you do pick these up, guys, or if you already have it, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about them, or if there's any other kind of cheap fragrances you want me to review and cover. Comment that down below as well. And if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel because I have a whole lot more stuff planned. I know I'm a little slow in releasing right now, but I'm still gathering some things, and the Christmas season has me a little backed up. So please consider subscribing for more content, whole lot more stuff planned, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Be blessed.